He's caught over 800 10-pound-plus largemouth bass, holder of 13 worldwide patents, and inventor of the weedless trolling motor prop. Doug Hannon is the Bass Professor.
We've always said that bass are more active during the middle of the day, and you know, a lot of people find that they enjoy night fishing, and one of the reasons that night fishing is productive is you have to realize how imperfect our approach to fish is. And the fact is, when there's activity and when there's a lot of light, the fish can see, one, your activity, perceive that they're being pursued. They can also see the errors in your presentation. They can see the line, they can see how crude the action of your lures is, they can see how unnatural the colors on your lures are, and all of those things come into play. So we've always said when you're fishing in the middle of the day, when the big fish are active, you need to get very realistic, and you need to have natural motion, natural look, natural action, and you need to be quiet. You need to turn that trolling motor down to a very low, steady speed. You need to turn that depth sounder off. All the signs that are us need to go away. You know, if you're sitting in one place, instead of holding with a trolling motor, anchor. You know, the fish forget you're there, you're not putting commotion in the water. At night, these rules change, okay, because bass, under the cloak of darkness, have a lot more security. They don't feel as threatened, they don't feel as visible. And so when fish are savvy, which most of them are in most of the waters we fish, night fishing can be productive simply because it covers up our errors, and it makes it easier for us to fool the bass because the bass don't have as good a look at it. And you have to also understand that bass have expectations. When they strike something during the day and they got really good visual acuity, they want to see it. They want to reinforce it. At night, they're more apt to say, well, I can't really see that thing. There's some activity there, and they accept it for what it is before that's converted to anything really totally natural. They'll just strike at action. You also have to realize that they don't see things like color. Our color vision goes down at night, you know, so, and you'll see it when you walk out at night. You don't see especially the reds. That's the first thing to drop out, and the last thing is the blues. So, you know, moonlight looks kind of bluish to us, and colors go away. We don't see the green in trees. You know, you think about it, they're just black. So the best color you can have is black because it's the strongest color, you know, because it creates the darkest, most contrast thing, because there is light. Even on a starlit sky, there's a slight gray. You know, you'll reel your lure in and you'll pick it up to see how far it's hanging off the end of your rod to cast it again, and what do? You hold that up to the sky and you can almost always see it. So if you realize that fish can't see color, you need to make the strongest presentation to them, which is black, okay? And you also need to strike yourself into areas where fish can see better. You know, if you've got dock lights on a dock, one, it usually indicates that people are out there fishing, so they got feeders and brush piles off their dock, but it also gives you the sense that bass can see into that world, and if they back off into the dark, because the light has very limited penetration, then they can look into the light and they can feed. Also, light-colored boathouses and docks that are often painted white will strike up in a little bit of moonlight a great big, like a drive-in movie screen that fish can silhouette against. So, you know, you look for the cover that's next to those things, and very often, if you really think dark and you think of how you can see at night and look at the things that you can see, and it really becomes quite simple. We see a lot less in the dark, so find the things you can see and fish around them, and you'll be fishing where the big fish are. If you've enjoyed today's edition as much as I have being here for you, then don't forget, click on that button and send this to a friend.